Hi, everybody. I got some chill music going on today. You will notice I am back on this side of things instead of back in the room back in the back there. So I've got a heater right here. It's doing an okay job right now, so we'll see how this goes. It's a guy!
Faster if it wasn't for the fact that I have to retype my name every time. I was like here, but then it was like, I'm not Ken. Dang it, I gotta type in my stupid name. I'm having a password to get in here every time.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's like 5 letters and I'm in.
I know, right? Your password's easy. That's funny.
So how are you this evening?
I'm doing okay. It's been kind of a long day, though. There's a lot of things going on. Tomorrow is going to be even longer. I've got to prep because I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday. And so I've got to prep for that, which reminds me, for those of you who are wondering, I will not, in fact, be working, or I will not be doing a day show Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday, and it's questionable as to whether I'll be doing the night shows.
Well, we'll see what happens with the night shows because of the snowstorm coming in.
Yeah, we got that. That's going to be brutal and unpleasant.
Did you see the wind chills that they're predicting?
Minus 22 to minus 30? Yeah.
Minus 50 in some areas.
Well, we have a lot of buildings up here to kind of block the wind. You don't. You're getting to the point where there's not a lot of buildings out there to stop the wind from just bearing down on you.
I have a hill. That's it.
Have a hill.
There's a hill right there.
Yeah, but the hill, all the wind does is just go gently up and over it and then bear down on you.
Yes. And Lord, it's going to bear down on us.
Bearing down on you. I was sketching and messing around with Commonwealth ships. Now I'm kind of like, I don't know. So I was working on those guys during Geek Tank when I should have been talking to the guys at Geek Tank. And that's all right. I think I like more of this design than this design. So. And you see wind tunnel. I don't know what sea wind tunnel is. I guess not. In that instance. I'm not trying to do something. There we go. Hi, Bob. Hi, Bob. Hi, Bob. I think the hi, Bob thing is particularly entertaining because of the multiple layers of wind tunnel. Are we missing something? What are we missing?
Yes.
Can you see? I don't know. I'm sure it's funny. Whatever it is we're saying. Oh, I get it. I'm sorry. I'm with you. As in,
Glad one of us is.
No, it's not a joke. He's doing the can you say wind tunnel, as in like all the wind gets funneled down and bears down on you. I get it. I thought it was something about wind tunnel, like the word was wind tunnel. But because it was autocorrecting on him, so he was having all these stupid autocorrect changing the words see and send, and like, so he would I get it now. So now I see what you're saying. Can you say wind tunnel as in the effect? I think that's what's going to happen. Is I think that's going to be one of those bearing down on us things.
Yeah, it's going to be nasty regardless.
I'm trying to convince my school to not force us to have class that day, but I don't think it'll work. Money is involved. Very rarely does anything work when money is involved. Your life means little to companies when money is involved. Yeah. Alrighty. Hey, Donald. Yeah, I do all kinds of funny things with autocorrect. But there's a song out there that is really freaking funny because it's by a comedian singer, which is all about autocorrect. And, you know, it's the end of the song. The end of the song is, you know, that I blame it all on auto erect, you know, funky sheep. And he just like goes through all these things. It's like the whole thing is like, so every time now, because of that song, when people are like, what did you mean? I'm like, it's just auto erect, you know, and they'll be like, what? And I'm like, yes, I totally did not intend to do that. Mm-hmm. But I constantly say those things because it's just autocorrect. The funniest part is that I make that into a joke with my kids because there's a thing called autocorrect when you're driving. Autocorrect is when you take the steering wheel and you turn the steering wheel, and then when you come back around, you let go of the steering wheel so that it automatically comes back, right? That's called autocorrect, and you're not supposed to do that because who's got control of the wheel? No one's got control of the wheel. So we're trying to teach the kids, don't do that. And so, you know, the first time I introduce it, I always do so this is, you know, we want you to not do autocorrect. And you all know what autocorrect is, right? That's when you did not say the word duck. And all the kids are like, oh.
I get that reference.
Yes. Yeah, have fun. All good. Yep. That's the auto erect button. I also think I will make this so. I am kind of glad though. Tomorrow is the last day of school for the kiddo, so I don't have to worry about whether he'll be walking to school or not in that mess. I mean, obviously we just drive him, but still.
I thought that statement was going to turn out much different than what it was. It's much more wholesome than what I thought it was going to go.
What, just driving him? Or just abandoning him? It builds character.
Considering what happened last night, there was a lot of possibilities there.
The thing is, It's ADD. This isn't really. He's not being a bad kid. You know what I mean? It's ADD. But regardless, he still needs to control it. It's, he's responsible for it.
Oh my God, Donald.
Oh, come on. We were making those. Did you just miss it? What's going on here?
Yeah, I missed it.
Oh, okay. Donald's being Donald. It is the way it goes.
Yes.
This is the nature of the things. This is our night crew, ladies and gentlemen. It's our night crew. Nope. Reach out and touch someone alien. Yeah. Donald's boldly going where no man's gone before. I want it to be in the style of, but I want it to be visually distinct.
Wow, that's impressive. This animator whose graduation film has been blocked on Vimeo, YouTube, and Pornhub.
On Pornhub?
Yeah!
What did he do?
I'm impressed, man.
I actually said, what did he do? And then I'm like, I don't know if I want to know.
I think it's just graphic violence is why, but still, it's the fact that it got blocked on Pornhub that's the amazing part. It's beautifully animated, though.
How are you seeing it if it's been blocked?
They've posted it on Twitter, a trailer to it.
Oh.
Put it up in our private chat.
Yeah. This was his project?
Yeah, it was his
Final project?
Yeah, his final graduation film project for his animation school. It's beautifully animated.
Mm-hmm. This is a lot of. It is gorgeously animated, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's actually got a real painterly style to it. I really kind of like that.
Yeah, this is intriguing. I can already see, though, what they're objecting to.
On all the platforms.
Yeah.
And
Well,
all the platforms.
So far, we've had necrophilia.
Violence.
Violence. We've got children getting killed.
But I mean, again, it got blocked on all these platforms, and they're probably doing that for the they push the boundaries.
Yep.
Give it the notoriety.
I mean, she just shot a kid in the head.
But it's like, it's beautifully animated, though. God.
It really is. It's lovely.
Well, that's because here in the United States, we believe that animation should be for kids. And there are other parts of the world that they don't necessarily hold to that standard.
Who said that? Because if it's Bob, that's not.
Donald.
Oh, Donald, yeah. The imagery is fascinating too.
Yeah. It's fascinating and it's disturbing.
Yeah. I mean, it is disturbing.
But it is so
compelling.
Gorgeously. Yeah, it's compelling and it's gorgeously animated. Like, it makes you want to watch more.
Mm-hmm. And some of this imagery is so cool. The lightning that's in chains.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. That was fascinating. That was really cool. Freaking disturbing.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with me.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and curse you for sharing that with me. Not sure whether that's which one I'm going to be at. We'll see. Yeah, it's out on Twitter because right now, actually, Twitter has always it's been a nudity and sex has been allowed on Twitter for forever. But yeah, Bob's right.
Yep.
We keep hanging on to our puritanical origins. I don't know. That was both disturbing and compelling at the same time. I think that the fact that it was animated took some of the sting out of it a little, and it was able to tell a fascinating and compelling story that didn't hurt as bad as it could.
Yeah, I think there's pieces of it that could be like people could really go into outrage about, but that people go into outrage about a lot of things. So
yeah, I'm having a problem at the moment because I actually really like James Cameron, but he said a particularly off-color statement, and now, yeah, referring to the design behind Avatar. He had said something to the effect of he envisioned the people in the movie as effectively like the Lakota from the 1800s, and where they had, and the way he had worded it was very much a where they should have done a better job of defending themselves, but then they didn't, and instead got into alcohol, and that's what I mean, kind of the way he did it,
blaming them. Yeah,
it came out really sounding like victim blaming, and it was like, ooh, that wasn't a good move. But because of it, people are starting the cancel culture thing, and I've been thinking about cancel culture a lot, and I know why we've got cancel culture, and I get it. It's a generic distrust for the justice system is really what it boils down to. When you have distrust of the system, you get cancel culture. And right now, you have the left, the political left distrusts the police and the legal system, and the political right distrusts the government and the justice system. which means that both of our political sides distrust the authorities. So you end up with cancel culture instead, which is where it's vigilante violence or vigilanteism.
Yeah.
You know, you're never going to count on the fact that someone can do a wrong thing and that the authorities will do the right thing. So instead, we will all band together, and when someone does the wrong thing, we will vigilante on them. Well, the reason why society doesn't allow vigilanteism is because of this, which is someone says something and poof, they're gone. You know, which may or may not have been what they meant, or what was going on, and it may be the right thing or it may not. But cancel culture is a result. It's not invented. It's a result of behavior. And so when people say we've got to get rid of cancel culture, I'm like, well, that's going to be a little harder than you think.
Yeah. It requires us to change a lot of things.
Yeah, we've got to change the way. You've got to change the way people believe and have faith in a justice system, and that's not as easy as it looks.
On many sides, not just.
Yeah, not just the left has to stop being cancel culture-y, because the right's doing cancel culture too. They're just doing it in a different way.
Yeah, and theirs is more government focused, which means we have problems there too.
Right. I mean, it's anytime the government says anything, the default answer now is, ha, that's not true, because,
Because I read this thing on the internet, and we know them conspiracy theories.
Yep.
And that's not to make fun of them. It's
no.
Some of the conspiracy theories have turned out to be true because of things the government got up to.
Yeah. I mean, all of it's legit. All of it's very legit. The government has done some very questionable things. So it's not like you can sit there and say, well, yeah, but they're wrong because of. No, it's true. The government's done some and some stuff has cost a lot of lives, and people are still not talking about it, and we don't discuss it. So there's some legitimacy to that. And on the same token, there have been some police actions that have been absolutely not justified. I mean, both sides have a legit gripe, but it does mean that both sides need to, we need to have we need to sit down and say, look, I mean, the government's out to protect the government. The police are out to protect the police. Both of those things are true. And neither one of them are out to work for the people, which is what they should be doing. And there are people in the government who are working for the people, and there are people in the police who are working for the people, but they get overshadowed by the bad things that these two sides are doing. So I've been saying since the very beginning, this whole defund the police thing is a PR problem. It's the police need to work on their PR system. The government needs to work on its PR system, and they need to start with restoring the trust. However that comes across, whatever's the story, but they need to restore the trust, and they need to accept that they need to restore the trust.
And something that both sides need to do is they need to start accepting that their side is not on the good side of things.
Right. That's another thing.
Like, this isn't a football team where your side is winning and trying to beat back the bad guys that are the other side.
Uh-huh. Well, Donald, there's a lot more to it, too. I mean, like, it's not just take away the police. I'm sure that we've got doofus lefties out there that do think that. I'm absolutely sure that happens.
Yes.
But the majority of the left does not want that. They just want them to stand down and stop being a military organization. And that's a result of trust.
And some of it is they want to see we can't have the police as being the tool for everything.
Yep.
Oh, this guy's having a mental breakdown. Well, let's just send the police and have the police deal with it. No, we need to start getting in health officers and different things than just a police officer.
Yeah. The core to this one is that there's laws that we've got to figure out a way to have. I mean, I feel like if you know, my personal opinion is that the biggest issue we have is the ability to do in law what is obvious to everyone is the wrong thing. But because of law number 46B, subsection 22, paragraph 12, we're going to let
200 years ago.
Yeah. We're going to have to let this one go. And there needs to be a clause that says, look, legitimately, we all know this is true. And that's part of the problem is we have, my kid does this all the time. Well, you said 3 days ago that this could be that. And so you have to hold to that because that's what you said. Well, this is a different situation. I don't see how it's a different situation. Therefore, you must concede. You know what I mean? And that's a problem with our legal system. I caught you red-handed with a knife in your hand standing over the body of the dead person, and you were screaming obscenities at it. But because one of the police officers that arrived on scene forgot to check mark this one box on this piece of paper, you go free. That's an issue,
But then again, on the other side is, when they come in and they force the situation because they just want the bust.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other side of the coin.
That's the trust issue. That's a trust issue too. But I'm talking about part of the reason we have this situation which is going on is you need to wire everything to the legal system. Doesn't matter whether you're a senator or whether you're a police officer. If something is questionable, it goes to a civilian court. One of the things that's been going on here is police investigate themselves because they believe the situation's too complex for the average Joe to understand. Well, okay, I get that. But, you've unshared. Is that expected? Was that intentional?
Huh?
You've unshared. Was that intentional?
No.
Okay.
I apparently clicked a button.
Yeah, I think also, Bob, you're right. I think one of the things we need to do is dump a bunch of laws that need to be Yeah. Well, Donald, you're kind of true on that one too. There is some unintentional consequences to throttling socialized programs. Because our police program is socialized for a reason. Because when it's socialized, then the idea is that there's no compulsion to arrest people to make money. You know what I mean? And
And-
that becomes an issue. And so we socialize our police for that reason. But what happens is then people throttle the income coming in from taxes to the police, or the income gets put in weird places, and they need to come up with drumming up more money, which is what they do. Yeah, I think you're right, Bob. I think you just said it right there. The big thing, which is investigation behind closed doors. I think that's the biggest problem we've got. You can't do that. You know what I mean? We can't have investigation behind closed doors. I think that's a truest thing here. I agree. Yeah, that's, I don't know. And part of this, of course, is I think that one of the things is if you charge fees for speeding tickets, then they cannot go to that should not be allowed. It should go back into the pool of taxes, not to the police departments. That would help that too, because when you have it going to the police departments, then the police are encouraged to pull people over. But if all funds that came from tickets or whatever went to the state of Colorado instead of going to police,
like the municipal, or even the local municipal.
Yeah, even the city of Denver. Well, I don't know, because I think some places it is to the city of Denver, and they still like the idea, you know. And so you get the mayor saying, "Hey, just arrest more people because we need more money in our coffers," sort of thing. You know, something well removed.
We also need to get rid of privatized prisons.
That's not helping us at all either. And we have a significant portion of our population is in prison right now, more than any other country, and that's ugly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and it's illegal to have quotas, so there probably isn't a quota per se, but
No, quotas are illegal, but there's a how do they word it? A performance review.
uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, some prisons you have to pay to visit the people inside, and that's also not appropriate. Yep, civil asset forfeiture. Agreed.
Yeah, that's another thing that needs to go away.
There's a lot of stuff that it undermines the trust of the people, and the trust of the people need to be. I think we've spent a lot of years, all the way back to tort law, very beginning of this whole thing. I think we have had a belief that the trust of the people isn't a big deal. You don't have to worry about that. Oh, Denver is a pay to talk jail, huh? Sucks. And I think that we've spent many, many years with people not caring about the trust, because they figure if you don't trust the authorities don't care because they have authority and they will beat you until morale improves, you know. And I think that's obviously that's a tactical error. And we're running into a situation now where both of our authority systems have not spent enough time paying attention to this, and now they're suffering the consequences. And that will be the way this goes. And at some point here, the biggest problem that I've got, and the real concern is, generally speaking, when authority systems get out of hand, the result is a revolution. And in reality, we've managed to do a pretty good job of making a society that works pretty well. And I don't want a revolution, because you don't know. I mean, that's rolling the dice again, you know? You don't know what you're going to get. So you don't want a revolution, because we're actually doing pretty okay. We've got most of our people are fed, and we're working that. I mean, and then when I say that, I say relative to, say, the 1500s, most of our people have housing, and I say that again, relative to the 1500s, and things like that. And when you go through revolution, you roll the dice. Anything could happen. We could be taken over by a dictatorship. We could be, and that's so we don't want to roll the dice. Mm-hmm. Well, and that's part of the problem. We've got lots of problems when it comes to prisons. All of this is fascinating discussions for me. What are the prison situations in the Unity? There comes a time where you just have to put somebody, because my first thought is that Unity doesn't have prisons per se. They reform people. Okay, it's great. So, reform people. What do you do when they're non-reformable? And that's,
But there are some people that are that way.
And I'm sure that there will be people that way. I always feel, though, as a person, and I said this morning on this morning's show, was that as a human, I believe that there is no such thing as an unredeemable human being. I believe that, not unredeemable, but inexplainable human being. Like, there's no such thing as a person who doesn't have a reason for what they're doing. And therefore, the bad guys in my story will never have just a and twirling their mustaches and wringing their hands. There always has to be a justification for their belief, even if that is simply they believe it because they're misguided or misunderstand the situation. So, I firmly believe that. So when we talk about like this culture, what is the culture doing? How is the culture reacting to things? So, how do you put people in prison when you believe as a culture that people aren't lock-awayable, And I think we talked about this a while back on the show. And I get it. I mean, people have seen some horrible things in their lives. And I get that makes it difficult to, decide what your plan is on things. But if you wrong me for whatever reason, and my response is anger, that doesn't help the situation. It just escalates it. Yeah, I will agree with that too, Bob. And I'm actually much more of a believer in that now because I am in therapy. And as someone who doesn't necessarily or didn't believe that they needed therapy, I am actually quite grateful for what I'm getting out of therapy, you know? It's been very, very helpful. Therapy's been great. Nothing else, just talking out all these things has been wonderful. Well, yeah, but again, same thing we're talking about, Donald. I mean, even Hitler had a reason for his behavior. That doesn't justify it. That doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it okay. But it does mean if you could have gotten to Hitler 15, 20 years prior and worked out whatever was going on in his brain, you could have stopped that before it got there. You know what I mean? Like, the logic behind it isn't to say, the problem is that as a society, one of our problems is that we constantly do this. If you understand it, then you condone it. And that's a problem because people are afraid to analyze. They're afraid to look into it because they're afraid that if they analyze Hitler, then people are going to think that they think it was a good idea. Or if they try to not vilify, if they try to do something where it's, quite straight up he was just a horrible, evil, terrible person and, stuff. I mean, he really was.
So going on to different subjects, because we have spent entirely too much time on this one.
I'm okay with you changing the subject. I will ramble forever.
So I told my mom about Pepper's situation with the baby.
Uh-huh.
And she has gone into full grandma mode.
Oh, no.
So she is knitting booties for the adoption, and she found a whole bunch of baby stuff that she had knitted for that she was going to donate to hospitals. And
it's awesome.
So, I love it because she was jamming out to Christmas music that she hasn't been wanting to do for the last month. And she was smiling for the first time in months. And it was like, I was actually legit crying because it was so nice to see.
Yeah. That's a good thing. So I'm working on a Commonwealth light cruiser. Is what I'm doing at this point.
Uh-oh, someone's in here.
We have been visited.
Pepper, your ears must be burning.
What?
I literally was just talking about you.
About what?
About the baby stuff. Oh my God, my mom was all smiles today, and she's listening to Christmas music as she was knitting, and you gave me the best Christmas gift ever.
I'm happy to do so, but I wasn't announcing it on social media yet.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I apologize.
Yeah. That's gonna be a very interesting topic when I talk to Bill tomorrow.
Well, there's only 4 people in here.
Okay. Alrighty.
Everybody keep it a secret.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. Awkward turtle.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fine. It will be fine. We're eventually gonna have to make something. But yeah. No, I told Bill. So we're looking forward to it. So. Yep, and the unity in the Commonwealth. What's that again?
Oh, Unity in the Commonwealth. Unity are the good guys in my story, and the Commonwealth are the bad guys.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
That's Bob's trying to change the subject back.
Yes.
Yes.
He's doing damage control out there.
Please do.
Maybe I like that. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Yeah, George's secrets are pretty straight up, though. I mean, to be fair, it's usually he likes scritches, which he doesn't think that anybody. Actually, the funny thing is that because he's a black cat, he thinks nobody can see him. But we can always see him. But
Black
he
cats.
can see them.
I will state, black cats always think no one can see them.
Right?
Like, they're the weirdest creatures on the planet. Because, like, I swear, sometimes, like, you just look at them and you're like, you do realize I can see you, right? Right?
And they're like, you can't see me. I'm a black cat. I'm a little bitty panther.
I'll go after your foot now.
Yep, because you couldn't see me. I'm so sneaky.
Exactly.
Maybe I like this a little bit better. Kind of like the idea of a double pontoon sort of thing. Right? There we go. Maybe I like this pontoon idea. Except now he's like, I haven't seen him all night. Well, it's not true. I mean, I saw him earlier. Okay. Anybody here read Patrick Rothfuss?
Yes.
No.
Because I have my first Patrick Rothfuss books. Because people keep saying he's really good. So I'll be starting a Patrick Rothfuss book thing tonight.
Which book?
The Wind or something. The name of the Wind or something like that. Something about wind.
Oh, The Name of the Wind. That's a good start.
Good. My Japanese training buddy gave it to me, which I thought was cool. As a Christmas gift. I think it's nifty. So. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like this better. Spacecraft evolution here. This makes it remarkably different than the destroyer we just saw. I think it works really well. Well, over time, I will give you a rundown on it. We'll see what happens here. Tomorrow, I have all kinds of cool errands to run.
Not normal errands, just cool errands?
Just cool errands.
To go with the negative degree weather that we're about to have?
Yep, that's cool degree weather.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Nope. I may have to go to work on that day. I'm worried
I'm
about
hoping
that.
our animals survive it.
Yeah.
Your animals, don't they have a barn?
Yes, and a chicken coop.
Okay.
But still, negative 50 is no joke.
Oh, true. Wait, I thought it was supposed to be negative 20. Is it negative 50 where you're at?
With the wind chill, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm doing everything I can to make sure that they're warm and that we're hunkered down and ready here. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Jerry's got like a super intense text thing going. Well, I'm hoping everything turns out okay, Jerry.
Me too.
Yeah. Look at this without the engine extensions. Decide how I want to mess with this. I think I'm actually going to take and put no wings on this. Ooh, oh, that's not good. I kind of like that look, in a way. And then I could put the engine nacelles like this. Yeah, that's better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not wrong. And this is not the right time for political temper tantrums, which is sort of what's going on with Abbott. Mm-hmm. I think you're right, Bob. So a light cruiser doesn't have. It has 3 engines. So there's going to be another pontoon down here as well. And then this guy should extend to here, like this. And then the third one will extend down. Commonwealth uses a larger engine design. Mm-hmm. Is there an in-comic display or list of ships in the fleet? At the moment, there's not, because I keep designing new ships, but we have seen a number of different types of ships in story so far, just not detailed. In a way, the Unity ships kind of have had a design, and I'll show you what it was going from at one point. Hang on a second.
Are ship designs your new star map?
No, I shouldn't be anyway.
Okay, just making sure.
Right? Like, we've got kind of this kind of thing coming in from the Unity side, you know? So this was part of the design. We've got kind of our corvettes, and we've got our destroyers, which are very close to the same design that we've seen. And these are light cruisers right here, and this is a heavy cruiser. So we've got a pseudo design, but I'm going to modify them as we get to that level. And then, here's a battleship. And here's a Starliner and a whole bunch of fighters. Yeah. I mean, I might still build these someday for some other story if I ever need it. But I'm not going to build ships unless I need them. So, because there's no reason to go through all the pain to build one. But once it's built, then we can use it again for other things. It's very much like working in the movies and stuff. I'm just trying to hash out, I know I need this ship, and yeah, Bob's like, I tried to drag us down, drag Bob down that path. Yeah, I mean, there's multiple billions of people in this world, so it makes sense that there will be thousands of ships, maybe even hundreds of thousands of ships flying about all over the place. Even in the Unity's military, you're going to have hundreds of ships, if not thousands of ships. So maybe even multiple thousands of ships. Okay, I want more water, but my kid's already asleep. So in theory, I don't need to have a talk with my kid, but we'll see. So I should be back in just a few minutes. but it's not.
Okay.
Okie dokie pokey.
See you later. Good luck, Jerry. We're thinking of you.
Who's Jerry? So how are you this evening, Pepper?
I'm doing okay. I was supposed to be drawing earlier, but I just got held up because I wanted to watch anime.
Nothing wrong with that.
But it's all good.
Right. One side relies on 12 heavy cruisers.
Huh?
Bob's talking about the Enterprise was in the original series one of 12 heavy cruisers. And that's what defended the entire Federation. So
All we had was 12 little cruisers, just 12 little cruisers, just 12.
right.
They're very powerful cruisers.
Right. Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. To I mean, what we were talking about, there's a Vulcan Dakir. Most definitely is a different design. It looks completely different than the ships that floated around in the Starfleet Earthship design, which is kind of what I'm doing here. My Tellarite ship. Uh-oh.
What's up? Oh,
We're just getting hit by. We're getting hit by spammers.
Something went wrong.
Yeah, well, because you can block them, but that doesn't necessarily. It's supposed to remove them from our feed.
I don't know. Maybe they think that we're supposed to, I don't know, go there and start drawing them for free like most people ask me to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all right. You can't click it anymore. Hey, Pepper, would you draw me some pictures for free, please? I mean,
It
it's really
depends where
easy.
you ask me to draw.
I don't know.
If it's a doodle of
Of a middle finger being
figure,
extended?
I have no problem with that. Stick figures, I can do all day.
Uh-huh. Right. All right, so with our destroyer, you think so? That'd be interesting. Our destroyer looks like this. That's not a problem. Right? And the graphic designs that we're holding on to are the half dish and this bridge unit and this large fin. But I'm going to get rid of the wings for the larger one. And that's a through deck shuttle bay, which has an exit and an entrance, or a fighter bay. Moving up those elements, we've got sort of the same design. The bridge is here. There's a larger gravity tail, gravity blade. Well, it's not a private goal now, Donald. But it's still cool. It's still kick butt. It's just not private. So
I think that looks much better.
Yeah. Agreed.
So are you guys looking forward to Christmas?
Sure. I mean, I don't know what we have planned necessarily because both my wife and I work right up to it. But still,
I'm still trying to fight my brother about Christmas gifts for his 2 kids. So I'm getting a little bit irritated with him, but I got all my other family's Christmas gifts done, luckily. He's the last one. In Bill's work, they held their Christmas party already, so we don't have to do that until next year.
That's good.
that is good.
Yeah. Although I will say they seem to find like hole in the walls for every single time they do a Christmas party. And it's like bonkers on how you can never get parking if you try to drive there yourself. So luckily we didn't have to pay for it ourselves. they paid for a lift to pick us up from Loveland and drive us back.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. A lot of us are working Christmas. My stepmom was like, "You gonna come down to visit us?" And I was like, "You know what? We're going to work Christmas because it's brownie points." And she's like, "I get that." She's like, she worked Texas General or Texas Children's Hospital for many years to get the brownie points on Christmas. Yeah. Truth is that pretty much anything I do that lets the other guys go on Christmas is cool. It'll work for them, but my job pretty much is working anytime my wife is not. That's fair. I feel like the interesting parts of this spacecraft are these elements, which go back like this. Because that's not an element that's up. Do you live near Eden Valley, Pepper?
Eden Valley?
Mm-hmm.
Is that near where I'm not sure. I don't know my entire area that I live near. Hold on. Eden Valley is in Eden Valley, Minnesota?
No, in Loveland.
Are you talking about the church?
I don't know.
Right near Loveland.
Well, I know there's the Eden Valley Institute.
And Bob, you are correct. I'm just sketching to get an idea of where all these elements are. So I'm not worried.
Or are you talking about the Eden Valley Farm?
Could be talking about the Eden Valley Lifestyle Center too.
Oh. Well, if it's involving a church, me and Bill stay away from those.
Yep. I don't blame you.
So Eden Valley looks like it's off of North Colorado Road 29.
Yeah, that's like going out towards Estes Park.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Buckhorn
that's
Road.
like about... I think I know what you're talking about. It takes us about 40, 50 minutes to probably get there. We're not close.
That sounds like you're on the east end of town.
Oh yeah, we're actually probably like really close to I-25.
Yeah, you're relatively close to I-25, yes.
Yeah.
So you're near me. Like, you're closer to me than you are to Eden Valley.
Yeah. I mean, I can wake up in the morning and smell Greeley. Not to be mean against Greeley, but it's
we're all mean against Greeley, don't worry. Okay, so I have pontoons going that way, but I'm not sure I agree with the pontoons going on the underside like that. It just makes it look big and thick. I don't like that.
Oh, I like the way this is shaping up.
Oh, that's cool.
Where do I put this third engine? The problem with Commonwealth ships. Maybe I'll just have to do 4 engines. That's fine. 4 in-space engines that would be stacked like so. And that might be better. It is 4-engine class vessel. Does this pontoon make my ship look big?
I will have to see if we can go there one day and eat, Donald.
So the way that Commonwealth ships work is they have these through deck landing bays in here, launch bays for their fighters. So I think it's probably better to have the pontoons with that instead of doing anything from the underside. I think that's probably a better thing. Maybe, I mean, like, you put them 90 degrees apart like this, because they're 90 out here and 90 out there. Makes it look X-wing like, which is cool. But you were saying, what's the logic behind the pontoons is that it gives an open zone for the back of the spacecraft for retrieving fighters and recovering fighters, so that the fighters can land in the under bay, this underside bay right here, which is the whole point, because even the destroyer has an underside bay for recovering fighters. So, yep. I think I like where we're heading on this one. I like the Yamato. It's a statement or a question? It's got a question mark. I was thinking more like Galactica, which had those forward, or which had the pontoons that were deployable. Meant to be a statement. Yeah, like I said, I'm thinking more along the lines of Galactica, with her pontoons and landing recovery. So it's a deck, but it's a through deck. So really, whenever I think of Yamato has the small launch and recovery bay down here, but it only holds like 10 fighters, so
Sounds like a personal problem to me for the Yamato.
yeah, like kind of small, kind of run down.
Has a Napoleon complex now.
Now it has a Napoleon complex. It's just sucky in general. I'm starting to feel a little spun out at this point. That's right.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my thought too. Gravity tractors and stuff like that, you can hold them down. And of course, one of the things that is definitely a reality in my world is mecha. So it is plausible that there would be mecha coming out of that deck, launched in a la Gundam. We haven't seen mecha yet, but there are. I mean, other than the MPV, which is definitely a mecha.
Launched all Evangelion just right into space with a 5-minute time.
The 5-minute timer. Yep.
There goes Shinji floating off.
Ah, Shinji.
Good, we don't have to listen to him whining anymore.
Right.
The worst thing about the original series was having to listen to him complain. I tried watching it not that long ago again, and I was like, man, I did not realize on how much whining I listened to when I was in high school.
You're not wrong.
Oh, I think this is turning out really cool. Maybe a little less hat.
I'm trying to convince my family to come out here for this in the summer.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going for you?
Still have to figure out how to entice them.
Yeah. Okay. We'll invite you.
Huh?
Donald's saying if we ever get together and have a barbecue drawing session, you must come along. That was pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
But, I mean, honestly, Asuka is my favorite character. She's so obnoxious. I watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. That was a lot of fun.
I'll take your word for it. I haven't seen it.
It's centered around, speaking of favorite characters, it's centered around my favorite character, Mantis. So,
Mantis? Sure about that?
yep. She cracks me up every time. I just giggle stupidly.
I thought the whole thing was based around Star-Lord.
Well, it's a side story. So, though it is centered around Star-Lord to a degree, the primary character in this particular instance was Mantis. She's the one sort of leading this story. So that makes it awesome in my book. Mantis cracks me up so much. No, we were just talking about you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. 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 How are you? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's not. You still smell like cat food though.
Of course, you are what you eat.
Did you just sneeze in my eyes? Yeah, Mantis and Drax make a great combo. Their hearts are in the right place, which is what makes it so wonderful. You're a good cat. Commonwealth Heavy Cruiser looks similar to the Light Cruiser. Good night, Donald. We'll be here doing the things. Often with George.
I mean, phrase it like that. It sounds very dirty.
It's only because, technically speaking, he scrapes around in the toilet all the time. Try not to think about it, though.
Okay, then.
I mean, you think about it, it's true. Am I not paying enough attention to you? Is that what's going on here?
Hey, Guy, what do you think about this picture?
No, I like it. I've been watching you work on that for a while. I really like what you've managed to make from that kind of bizarre abomination that you got from the...
Yeah.
It's kind of a bizarre abomination.
I went from that to that.
Yep.
Yeah, you definitely can't look at what I did and say, well, that's still AI art
Yeah.
at this point.
You definitely walked off that plane there. All right. I think the invention of the double pontoons is actually a very cool invention on the starship. Make fun of my cooking, will you? That's fine. We don't even know what Corvette class ships look like in the Commonwealth. Now that I think about it, I've never actually. I've had these designs in the works since the 90s, but I've never actually done Commonwealth Corvettes. Well, the light cruisers and heavy cruisers use two different sizes of the engines, so they're in quads. The battleships and the battle cruisers, same thing. For the battle cruisers, they'll be in 6, like this, on pontoons. Sort of design. So they'll live like this in 6. I mean, really, it's one of those things. I'm sure, really, legitimately, we don't need all of these engines on there, but you want it to visually be distinguishable that we have gotten to a larger vessel. So
we're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah. So I'm adding engines to make it look more distinguishable. This middle class of ship, the cruisers, you've got sort of this pontoon with this sort of extended dish saucer sections coming up. And that's sort of our indication of this vessel's sort of design ethic. One things we're not seeing on here because we haven't designed them yet is rail cannon mounts. The larger ships have rail cannon planet bombardment weapons.
It's just a bunch of orcs throwing rocks.
Yep, you got it. always going to be about orcs throwing rocks.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, really, you can throw a pebble at a fraction of the speed of light, and if you can get that much energy into the pebble, that pebble will do an insane amount of damage. Legitimately.
What do you think about that color scheme for her clothes?
It fits.
Is it good? Is it bad? Does it need something?
I don't know. It looks good to me. I don't figure like it needs anything specific. I'm not feeling anything out of place on it. What kind of character is she?
So she's a powerhouse muscle character that hasn't been quite like you've seen her in a few panels, but she hasn't been formally introduced yet.
Mm.
Much like her boss.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm thinking, she looks pretty decent to me.
Yeah, I like the fact that she's not she's not soft.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say she's, but I also like the fact that as a not soft character, she's still in pinks and purples.
Yeah,
Which I concur. Kind of like where this heavy cruiser's going, though. Spinal melt railguns. Any questions? Ask the Rasanate. Kind of knew, Bob, you were thinking the same thing I was about the Rossi. Thinking the same way. Which usually involves spaceships. There we go. I'm liking that design. Okay, gentlemen. It is time for us to call it for the day.
Alrighty.
I'm going to save this because these are good sketches. So, it's a day.
It's a day.
It's a day. All right. Well, then, guys, I am heading out of here. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to try to read that Patrick Rothfuss book. See if it's cool.
I sent you a link on Facebook to a Penny Arcade strip about the book. To kind of give you a heads up about it.
Oh, okay. I had wondered what that was all about. I get it. That's cool. All right. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us, Bob. Thanks for joining us. Also, Donald and Jerry, even though I know both of you guys had to go. And certainly thanks for joining us, Brent, wherever you are, because, of course, he's gone to bed probably by now. And I'm glad to see both of you two here and everybody else. Of course, keep your eyes on the stars, and I will see you in the morning. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.